here with episode 2 of my natural hair journey. And as promised, I'm delivering 10 tips on transitioning to natural hair. I hope that you're ready. You have your pen and paper right next to your hand, ready to take some notes, and obviously subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know what you'd like to hear maybe the next time around. Here goes.
International flicks, Starboy there.
So the first thing that I would tell you is to prepare yourself. No one's ever truly ready for any change, I don't think, but the more preparation you do and research and the more thought you put into it, the better chances you have of any outcome in any situation. You need to think about how much this is going to change your personal time. It's a lifestyle change, technically. This is a spiritual self journey, and it's expensive. It's all still learning about the beauty of our natural hair and how complex and how different. We're blessed that nobody's hair is exactly alike, and it's truly our crown of glory. So the first thing that I would tell you is to really think about it and do your best to be ready.
International flicks, Starboy there.
The second tip I'd like to share is that you need to do your research. Go on YouTube, go on Facebook, go on Instagram, find some role models, go to your local CVS, Duane Reade, Sephora, Ulta, wherever they sell beauty products. Look what's out there on the shelves. Talk to people around you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do your research. I have been thinking about going natural for about 2 to 4 years before I did my big chop and went 100% natural, and I don't regret it. I had no idea what my hair would be like, and I am so excited and happy and pleasantly surprised with going natural. But I was prepared in some ways because I kind of knew how to figure out what my hair wanted and what my hair needs, how much time it would take me to style my hair, just an idea of realistic expectations to growth. And I don't regret having gone natural at all, but I was a little bit prepared at the time.
International flicks, Starboy there.
Third tip, build community. I didn't have friends around me that were going natural at the same time as me, so I don't have like an accountability partner or someone to check in with and share tips necessarily. But I have a number of friends who had gone natural just prior to me, maybe within the year, and even more friends who had been natural for 5+ years, and they were already hair goals. So every time I meet up with them or see any of their posts on social media, I have a realistic, goal. This is what I'm moving towards, just really embracing my natural hair, having that big hair or curly hair. Part of me currently doesn't know if I want to keep my hair short because I love how curly it is and how easy it is to manage, or if I want to go the full gamut and see what my hair would look like, gloriously big and fabulous. But I follow people on Instagram or Facebook that share their tips and give me something to look forward to. I'm a very vision-oriented person or goal-oriented person, so getting to see someone on the other side of where I am helps me or motivates me even further. Not to mention, you have always someone to ask questions, ask them how they did something or how something worked for them, get some tips. Even you could be a source of information for someone who's embarking on their natural hair journey, and it's a good feeling when someone asks you, what do you do with your hair, how long have you been natural, and things like that. So definitely build community. You won't regret it.
International flicks, Starboy there.
So I would say next you should get to know your hair. And one of the best ways to do that is by actually doing a hair porosity test. And if you don't know what that is, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there and articles on determining the porosity and density of your hair. It's very simple. You can just, pull out 1 or 2 strands of freshly washed hair with no product on it and put it in some like room temperature, glass or cup of water, and basically watch how quickly it sinks, if it sinks at all. And that will tell you where your hair lands on the spectrum of high or low porosity. High porosity means that it absorbs quickly anything you put on your hair, so it stays dry more frequently, it gets frizzy. Low porosity means that you might have to use more heat. It's a little bit resistant to moisture. And by heat, I mean maybe, doing a hot oil treatment, because heat will open up the cuticles of your hair follicle. And maybe with your conditioner in your hair and a shower cap, maybe using a hot towel on top of that, or there's actually heat bonnets and things like that to help your hair's cuticles open up and absorb and retain the moisture. This will also tell you what kind of products your hair prefers. Maybe your hair will prefer an oil-based or cream-based or a serum or a gel, and that will help you within trial and error of deciding what products to be buying. Another way to get to know your hair is getting to know your hair texture. There are several ways to do this, but mostly just pulling out freshly washed strand, maybe the same strand you use for your porosity test, and determining what the texture is. There's a lot of YouTube videos. I'll actually include a link to an article that I found that was truly helpful to me in the description box below this video, but it helped me understand what kind of texture I have and how many textures I have. I've noticed that here along the sides and the back of my hair, I have very tight curls that just automatically curl quickly and are tight. And as I get to the top, or the top middle section, this is another type of hair that these are bigger, softer curls. I don't know if you can really see and tell. And then as you get closer to my edges here at the front, this hair is practically straight. I have to finger coil it every day, but the hair back here and on the side stays the same throughout the week. It doesn't really change or get any different. But this helps me understand how to style my hair. It helps me understand what products work better in styling my hair what kind of moisturizing method, which there's LOC and LOCO. If you don't know what it is, do your research. And I put a gel on top of my hair to keep all the moisture in and set my finger coils when after my weekly deep conditioning treatment. So that's another thing that's very important for you to do. Figure out what type of hair texture you have and how many, so you can understand how to style it, even anticipate how to cut it down the road, and hopefully help you save some dollars. So know thyself, know thy hair.
Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it.
So for this next tip, I tell everyone I am a huge proponent of the big chop. Some people would prefer to transition, which means maintaining your relaxed hair while allowing your natural hair to grow. So that's a lot of protective styling, so that you're not ruining your hair at the line of demarcation where your natural hair turns into your relaxed hair. I tried that actually originally. I started trying to stretch my hair between relaxers. So instead of relaxing it every 2 to 3 months, I would relax it every 6 months. And then after that, I started Texlaxing my hair, if I didn't butcher that pronunciation, where I would use a child's relaxer and add a lot of oils to it. So like olive oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil, vitamin E, whichever, which would slow down the chemical processing of the hair. And instead of, resulting in paper straight hair, I had more wavier hair, which was thicker and a little bit stronger. And then this past year, I made the huge mistake of going to one of those student salons, a Paul Mitchell salon, and letting someone do balayage in my hair. And she never asked me if my hair was relaxed because it was curly when wet. And long story short, all of my hair was dried out and over processed, and I decided, well, no time like the present, might as well start my natural hair journey. So that kind of pushed me over the edge into natural hair community, but I'm glad that I did. And between the actual big chop and dealing with my damaged hair, it was a nightmare. Trying to wash my hair was difficult. Not to mention trying to keep it moisturized or trying to style it. So for me, it was way simpler, much better to just chop it all off and start from scratch. I like to say, the best thing you can do, in my opinion, is just chop it off, start from scratch, get to learn a little bit more about your hair every week, every month, versus trying to manage the two different textures and the needs of the two different textures of your hair. It's overwhelming sometimes to go back to scratch and figure out what does your hair want. Imagine trying to comb out the two textures of your hair alone. That alone should encourage you to just go ahead and make the big chop. And I haven't regretted. So if you want my opinion, my advice to you is just cut it off and start all over. It's so much easier. And I'm sure you're going to come back and say that you're glad that you did.
International flicks. Starboy there, so. Yeah.
Okay, so you've done your research, you know your hair type, you know what your hair needs, you know how many textures you have, you've done the big chop, and you're excited. What's next? I will tell you that you need to keep a consistent wash and deep condition routine. I do my wash and deep condition every week. I come home on Fridays after work, I do my detangling pre-wash treatment, leave that in overnight, I get up on Saturday mornings, I wash it out, do another deep condition, post-wash, and then set my hair at some point in the afternoon. My hair is growing, it's so healthy. There's no, when I comb out my hair every week to detangle it, with my detangling treatment in there and a little bit of conditioner, it doesn't come out. It never comes out in my hands. It's not falling out in the brushes or combs that I'm using, or not all over the floor in the showers, because it's strong. I'm giving it everything it's needing to grow and to be happy and to have good curls. You can tell well moisturized hair has like this bounce back going on. So you used to not relax washing your hair would be too often or too frequently, but with your natural hair it's actually a good thing. Shipping down the products that you put to style it, feeding your hair, and water is technically moisture, so moisturizing your hair. So long story short, deep condition and wash at least weekly. As your hair grows, as you get used to the texture and styling, you might increase that. I know some naturals who wash their hair every 3 days and condition, and I don't know where they have the time because they also have very long hair. But as you go through your journey to yourself, to get to know your hair, you will find that it's a good thing to just go ahead and deep condition and wash weekly.
International flicks. Starboy there.
So for this next tip, I'm going to say this very loudly. No heat. No heat. Take your Marcel irons, your wands, your blow dryer, your flat irons, and give them to someone else. Lock them up. Make it very difficult for you to access them, because you will be tempted to see how long your hair really is by straightening it. And I'm telling you, don't do that. Give yourself a goal. That's what I'm doing. My chop was October 20th. I've just passed the 3-month mark. My goal, as soon as I chopped off my hair, was to wait 6 months and get a diva cut. Don't cut it, don't straighten it, don't do anything but take care of it for 6 months. And depending on how quickly it grows, I will get my cut at 6 months. And I'll straighten it at that time because I'm also going to cut it. But don't. Heat styling is not good. As you know, heat changes the makeup of the strand. It opens your cuticles, leaves them open or in distress or aggravated, and we've gotten used to that over time. But I'm telling you, no heat. Do not do it. Your length, if you absolutely must. This is how I figure out how long my hair is. I pull it like this, I look, I take a picture, every 30 days, and that's enough for me, and that should be enough for you too. No heat. Stay away from heat. I'm going to tell you one more time. No more heat styling. No more heat styling.
International flicks. Starboy.
And it's something that I want to make sure that we're all thinking about. Protecting your strands. So nightly, that means, figuring out if you need to put a serum on the ends or retwist or whatever, however you're styling your hair. Definitely sleeping on a satin pillowcase with a satin bonnet, anything that's going to reduce friction on your hair. We should all know by now that cotton pillowcases, as you move your head naturally during your sleep, just causes friction, and that friction is just not good for your hair. Causes dryness, and aggravates, some frizziness. I actually use something called a slap, which is a satin lined cap, which worked out great the first month or two, but now that I'm at 3 months and my hair is bigger, it actually doesn't fit my head very much. It slides too much far down, so I have to sleep with it over my eyes, and I actually got a few spots on my forehead because of sleeping with my hair on my forehead. So I've since found out that just sleeping on a satin pillowcase is enough for my hair at this length. Probably as it gets longer and I change up my styling, I'll have to do it differently. So you have to protect your strands at night, and secondly, you have to protect your strands from the elements. If you're going to be in the sun all day, I would say definitely have a hat on or something like that. If you're in the other extreme of elements, which is winter here in New York City, winter is drying, so figure out if you're going to be wearing a hat when you're outside, if you're going to braid your hair and increase your moisturizing, but you do have to figure out a way to protect your strands and what works best for you, what incorporates best into your current lifestyle, and protect your strands daily.
International flicks. Starboy there.
So all this hard work, huh? The next tip I have for you is for you to celebrate growth. Celebrate your success in any measure. I am so excited for how quickly my hair is growing. So what I do is I have a calendar, 1 month anniversary of my haircut, my big chop, and I do a side-by-side comparison. I take a side profile picture of my hair fully picked out like I had it post big chop, and I'll look at the side-by-side comparison, and I post on my social media because my community is very supportive and is also can see the growth. It's something that keeps you motivated, seeing the results of all your hard work. Celebrating growth should just be part of your natural way of showing love to yourself and being proud of the hard work that you're doing on your natural hair journey.
International flicks. Starboy there.
Finally, my number 10 tip is for you to embrace your journey. Embrace every bit of it. Embrace the self-love aspect of prioritizing your hair care, which means time for yourself. You schedule and prioritize your me time. Embrace getting to know why you have different hair textures if you do. When someone compliments you on your hair, don't say, "Oh, yours is beautiful too," in a way of not accepting the praise. Make sure you say thank you and take that and own it and be happy. When you'll see, as you come across other naturals, it's like this, "Hey, what's up?" kind of thing, because you both recognize the journey. So the hair god in me recognizes the hair god in you kind of moment, and it's really exciting. But embrace this journey. Everything that works, celebrate it. What doesn't work, note it. Don't do it again. And enjoy this time getting to know yourself, getting to know your ancestry, the little pieces that make up who you really are. Enjoy it. So this has been the promised 10 tips for transitioning to natural hair. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that I've been able to impart some information, some knowledge that I've learned both by trial and error, experimentation, and research. And I hope that this helps you and prepares you to go ahead and make this change if that's what you want to do. And I hope that I've also encouraged you and motivated you to really enjoy it, because that's what you should do. So, signing off, Maya and Marqueza. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I'm up, I'm wave. I've seen a lot of things done come my way. I'm thankful for today. I'm thankful for today. I've seen worse days. A lot of things I've seen. I grind, I don't sleep, nah, 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 nah. Don't sleep on that thing. Come wine, don't sleep, nah, 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 nah. I work a lot to